Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Word of Hannah. Welcome back if you're returning. Hopefully you can't hear my music too much. I hope I don't get with any copyright, anything. But if I do, the Lord's got it. get it from get it from God. But I gotta have my music on. So I want to talk about diviners that lie. And before I get into it, I just want to reemphasize how important it is for those of you who are experiencing anything, any kind of spiritual warfare, and God is telling you to share, and you just keep getting this nudge over and over and over and over and over and over again to share. You got to do it, because the dialogue isn't there, like not in a way where everybody can access. And I don't, and I'm trying to be careful about not speaking to decades where I either wasn't alive yet, or what periods when I wasn't alive, or when I just didn't have any awareness of these things to say like what did and didn't exist. When I speak about what is available to us in terms of those of us who are followers of Christ, and attend church with the intention of having a relationship with God, thinking that we're going along that path, I'm speaking from personal experience. And because, I made mention that my parents were in the military. Well, one of my parents raised me, and she was in the military. And so I went to a number of different churches. I can recall every church that I've gone to, and nobody ever, and it wasn't like we went for a week and then that was it. We always go to church. And didn't nobody say nothing about the things that it is that now all of us are speaking on. And so it's just, now that content has to be presented so that everybody knows what to expect, especially because the Antichrist is clearly here. His agenda is fully in motion, and it's not anything to be concerned about, because God's plan is also in motion, and God's hand supersedes. Like, the story's already written. Like it's already, the whole shabam has already been spelled out to the letter. So it's there's nothing to be concerned about, but the dialogue needs to be there, because a lot of what many of us are describing is like totally gnarly. Like it's gnarly, and it's not, everybody's not fluent enough yet in what it looks like to, when you have like that, when the spirit realm wants to try to hinder, delay, frustrate, when Satan is stealing, killing, and destroying. Like, there's not that dialogue about what that actually looks like on a daily basis throughout a person's life journey. Like, that dialogue just really isn't out there like that. And I know that there are numbers of sermons that I've sat through that were absolutely wonderful, useful, and things like that, where they taught about different things. But like just joy, happiness, having a relationship, not really, what God does, what his kingdom does, like different dispositions of the congregation, but not so much about like what happens when we're out in our day-to-day, and most importantly, what one of the primary purposes of attending church is. Like, recognize that it is also, we're attending church to get charged up, so because we're going to go back out into the world that is going to try to deplete us. And a lot of us, like, when Satan, like, or those who work on behalf of Satan are like at nipping at your toes, or your feet, so to speak, your heels, they trying to knock that godly joy, like they're trying to knock it right out you. Like, the moment that you leave church, they trying to bring you right, like they try, like, especially if it has anything to do with Satan, like has close covens, witches, and warlocks, always has. And like, they will be sitting there waiting so that they can try to bring you back down so that you will remain in alignment with them and out of alignment with God. And that's not the kind of thing that people need to not know. Like, not only do they need to know, like, yes, you go to church for fellowship, da 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 da, but the fellowship serves a very, very important purpose. Going to worship and sitting in the presence of God is very, very important. I would say that a lot of times when we go to church, there needs to be more time dedicated to just praise and worship. Sometimes the whole session there needs to just be strictly praise and worship. Like, don't interrupt praise and worship to talk. Like, if the Holy Spirit is present and he's filled up the space and everybody's totally in the zone and we're feeling it, let everybody get filled up and put your little sermon in your pocket and save it for another day, or post it on the internet as like a blog or something so we could just read it. But don't interrupt that, because the praise and worship is spiritual warfare. Like, not only is it spiritual warfare in that moment, it's spiritual warfare for us to carry out. It fills us up. You know what I mean? Because, like, think about it, like we could be like a charger, a battery, and we're trying to get filled up. I'm going to show you guys my water bottle. Do not judge how much water I have not drank today. And so it's like, let's say that we came in and we're about right here with it. We had a week, and we're getting filled up. And then it's like, okay, well, we've been praising and worshiping for a while. And there's that moment where whoever has put the program together is like totally in the zone and begins to carry the zone to the stage, and doesn't really, like, wants to move forward with the program, but is still in the zone. Stay in the zone. Like, stay in your seat, bump the program. Because why stop the filling up here when we could get filled up all the way up to the top? Like, don't bring it down here, because the sermon probably isn't going to pull us up here, because the sermon is to educate and to teach us. It is not to fill us into, like, the healing and soaking is not in the sermon. It's in the praise and worship. It's sitting in the presence of God. So hearing the word that's not what's filling everybody up. The praise and worship is what's filling everybody up. Don't, like, resist. Like, so, like, all the praise and worship sessions before the sermon starts don't always have the same impact. But when it does, I feel like everybody need to just let everybody just sit and enjoy. Like, don't start talking until the Holy Spirit is done ministering to us. There was something else I was going to say about that. I'm actually leave that right there.